How things have changed for MSFS 2024. Welcome to the very latest pre-release build of Sim Update 6. And today I'm going to showcase some of its incredible performance, but also this beautiful new airfield by Burning Blue Design. This is Netherthorpe. I think it's pronounced that way. And it's got a very clever trick up its sleeve as well. And it's not me, by the way. That's not its clever trick. But there I am, look. I'm actually in this scenery. And Adam and Mike, thank you so much, as always. It's an honour to be in this stunning airfield. And there's something that I've always said about Burning Blue Design airfields. And I can vouch for this because I've been to many of them in real life. Haven't been here before. But it's that atmosphere and feeling of being at this airfield in real life. It has a certain charm and atmosphere that, you know, just sticking 3D objects and some beautiful textures, that won't do that. But the way that the airfield is dynamic and just the sounds and the feel of it, I can't explain it really. But when you walk around this in VR, it just feels like you're actually there. And this airfield is so cheap. Let me just check, because I do have information here about this airfield. And by the way, I'm not actually in VR at the moment. I'm using Pimax Evo desktop. And because I think it'd be better to show it that way before jumping into VR. But I'm also seeing it through the Dream Air. So this beautiful airfield has over 100 custom 3D objects, with, of course, the usual PBR texture work, fully modelled, high-detailed restaurant interior, I'm going to show you that in a minute, modelled hangar interiors, static aircraft, working animated signal square, which I'll show you as well, is all in 3D, which looks phenomenal. Animated spectators, that's the thing. They're not just, you know, cardboard cutouts. They move around, which is very cool, and they are dependent upon the weather conditions, the season, the time of day. And after this quick tour of the airfield, we're going to fly out of Netherthorpe to Derbyshire. I'm going to showcase Sim Update 6 Beta, where it is right now, and the incredible performance in VR that we're getting, even with a Pimax Dream Air at full resolution. No DLSS here, full TAA mode. So look at this, that's the working signal, and that's all in 3D, very nice. But this is when things get very interesting, because if you walk up to this gate, I'm not doing anything, okay, right? Look at this, I'm just using my Xbox controller. Check this out. Ah, it's just opened for me. That is so frigging cool. I love it. I don't think I've ever seen that with any other airfield before. And look at this. There's the door. Thank you very much. I'll just jump inside here. So in order to get these animations... Oh, hang on. There's Practically Geek. Hey, buddy. Brilliant YouTuber. Highly recommend his channel. Link in the description below. And usually he does some fantastic trailers for these airfields as well as many others as well. So, yeah. If you haven't checked out Practically Geek's channel, please do so. I'll have a link in the notes below. But yeah, as you walk near to things, they open and close, but that's thanks to a external application which is free. You can get a paid version called, what's it called? FS Explorer or something? I can't remember what it's called now. Let me just bring up the toolbar. Yeah, FS Explore. And actually what you can do, I'm not going to do this in this video, but Practically Geek has shown this off in much better detail than me, is you can get a tablet up and you can control different things. For example, here you'll be able to open and close these shutters for the bar, as well as open and close hangar doors and that kind of thing. But even in its simplistic state, it will still automatically open and close doors for you, which I think is fantastic. And just look at the detail here. And if you look really close, the resolution and clarity of those pictures are second to none. What's it say on here? Oh, soup with a cob, £4.90. I'm not sure if that's good value. I suppose it is in 2026, really. To be fair, that is actually good value. These days, it'd probably be more like a tenner. And just the colours and the beautiful, like, assets like the bench there, all of the sort of shrubs, the detail of that fence, it's all beautifully modelled. I think we can go up to the control tower as well. And this is working really well, even in the latest Sim Update 6, which is good to know. Now, the control tower is pretty simplistic. There's not a lot here. I imagine that's what it's like in the real, real world airfield. But I love how it is sort of avatar friendly as well. Let's see if we can go out this gate here. It's just that feeling of being able to go airside as well. It feels like, oh, I'm being a bit naughty going airside without, a yellow vest on. But no, we can do it in the sim. We can go anywhere we want. It's such a beautiful rendition. And we're going to do a circuit around here. I'm going to put my FPS counter on as well, just to showcase, even whilst recording, the fantastic performance of this airfield, as well as Sim Update 6 in the beloved Dream Air, which this thing, if you're not already aware, is absolutely my daily driver now. And things have changed. If I think back to the Reverb G2 days and the Varia Aero, oh man, and the big bulky Pimax headsets. But the Dream Air, this is the absolute best we have right now. It is superb. I love all these static aircraft as well. Anyway, that will do. This is our steed for today. I could spend hours showcasing this little airfield, and I do feel Burning Blue Design are at their best when they showcase these charming little airfields. Although I say that, I remember when they did Farnborough, that was absolutely insanely detailed. So they can do both, but maybe it's just a personal preference. I really like these smaller airfields. They have such a beautiful charm about them. Even in real life, an airfield like this, visiting it, is just something very special, seeing the aircraft here. And it comes across like that with Burning Blue Design's work. You can buy this right now. I'll have a link in the notes below for the crazy price of £8.95. Basically the price of that cob and soup and maybe a cup of tea in the cafe here. It's just so cheap. Anyway, without further ado, I'm now going to jump into the VR. And in fact, what I'll do, no, I won't do that. Before that, I'm just going to show you, being I'm in 2D, my settings, okay? And how to enable the FPS counter, because I get asked that all the time. So we go to Advanced Options, Developer Mode, go up here and find FPS, and there we go. There's our FPS. Simple. Very simple. And for VR settings at the moment, at the time of recording, there is a bit of a bug. You can't really access the global settings. Oh, right. I guess you can. Well, if you can't, just go to VR mode and then back to VR graphics again. Now, bear in mind, I'm getting low FPS at the moment. The reason why that is because the desktop mode really saps performance for some reason when I've got this enabled. That's probably a bug with the Pimax Evo software, but this is my settings right now for the Dream Air. As you can see, everything is pretty damn high, either on ultra or high. A couple of things on medium. That's mainly traffic stuff here. We've got LOD at 240. In fact, let's bang that to 300, be fair. Let's do it. I reckon we're still going to get great performance. And of course, in VR, we're running the full native resolution of this headset, which is insane. It really is. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's a lot. I'm not much of an anorak that I'm going to remember the resolutions of each headset I use. I'm not that good, folks. Sorry. If you want to know more about this headset, I've got a full review with all those details. Anyway, let's now jump into VR. In fact, let's just do it from here. Let's see what happens. Right then, so we're in VR now. Great stuff. Never actually done that whilst continuing to record, but hopefully it'll work okay. Looking good so far. Yeah, I thought I'd have to stop the recording, but I reckon I can just get away with doing like this. So I'm now going to take away the desktop mode, like so. We're now in VR. Continue the flight using these controllers, because I am using this SLAM Edition Dream Air. and we'll get going. So, I'm not going to mess around too much here. This is the Just Flight Warrior. I will just do a quick sound check once we've got the aircraft fired up. This is one of these aircraft, I really love this. I've got a soft spot for this aircraft because I've flown it in real life many times as well. So it's just got that special place in my heart. Anyway, fuel pump. We've got fuel pressure. We'll just open the throttle, crack it a little bit. Mixture fully rich. Parking brake is set. And let's just shout. Let's shout clear prop. I feel like an idiot doing that, but you know, immersion, everything. Very important. And let's get cracking. Now, that'll either be too loud or too quiet, but don't worry, I'm going to sort that out in a minute. Feeling the rumbles of the Moser AY210 kicking in, as well as the rumbles from my haptic seat. One thing that is annoying with the beta, and I think it might be more of an NVIDIA problem, is see all this flashiness. The grass like flickers white. It's really annoying. I don't know what's causing that. So any advice there, please let me know. But that looks awful. But yeah, sorry about that. That's just the way it is. Okay, folks. So welcome back. We're now about to take off. It's a very short runway here at Netherthorpe. Very short indeed. And what we'll do is, we'll just do a bit of a lap around. And we'll just shut the window here as well. This is the Piper Warrior by Just Flight. It's been released, it was a long time ago now. I've got a full review on the channel. And it's still one of my favourites. It really is. A lot of that is because, well, I have a soft spot for this aircraft in real life. Having been very lucky to have flown in one many times. But just look at this scenery here. So this is another thing about Sim Update 6. I think some of this is actually thanks to Burning Blue Design as well in their handiwork around the perimeter of the airfield. But the scenery overall looks so much better now. You know? It just looks clearer. More crisp even. It's not as blurry as it used to be, so whatever they're doing, Asobo, keep doing it please, because this looks absolutely stunning. And even around this area here we're nearly getting 60 frames per second. It's so frustrating though, because when I'm flying on my own, you know what I mean, without recording, man, I'm into the 70 frames per second mark with the Dream Air. And if you think about it, this can run at 72 Hertz, and 72 Hertz in this feels okay. So you could feasibly run this at native resolution and native FPS if you just lower those settings down a little bit. Anyway, this is what Netherthorpe looks like from the air. And look how small that grass strip is. But it does look phenomenal. You can see here the roads on all the fences are all modelled. There's a house there that's all been done very nicely. And to think this is the price of a bacon butty and a cup of tea in the restaurant. It does look so gorgeous, doesn't it? So we are going to leave that behind now and talk more about the Dream Air and of course Sim Update 6. There's a few little niggly issues with it at the moment. But of course, that's because it is beta. And that's right, I say beta, not beta. You know, I have just realised, folks, what a nit. For some reason, my motion rig is not working. So sometimes I don't notice it straight away when I'm too busy recording. But I must have accidentally clicked off my software. So now it's just going to go mental now. So hang on to your hats, folks. Oh no, it's alright. No, it's fine. It's just smoothly jumped into life there. Oh, that's better. Oh, it's a shame I didn't have the motion rig turned on for the takeoff, but that's fine. We're going to land, obviously, in this video as well, so we'll have a look, see what that's like. But yeah, the performance is so good in this sim now. It really is. Look, 60 frames per second. And like I say all the time, it's important to note that I am recording here, which really saps performance. It's quite frustrating actually, because I probably should get a capture card or something, because I can get up to 70-75 frames per second. I know that. I was flying around here just yesterday and the performance was absolutely incredible. But it's just that recording overhead is just a bit much. So since we do have native DLSS 4.5 integration, I am tempted to try it actually, especially with this cockpit here with steam gauges. I am running the very latest driver as well, thanks to DLSS Swapper, which I recommend. That's the best way I think to do it. The most easiest way is just basically download, I'll show it on the screen now, the latest file and then swap it out. Simple as that. Now at the moment I've got it set to preset K, but I will be honest with you guys, I'm a TAA fan. I always used TAA to be fair, but let's just try DLSS since we do have that as an option now. So we'll go back to settings here, VR. Right, that's a good example. It's not, look, see, it's not working now. That is a bug with Sim Update 6 at the moment. So we'll go back to VR mode, back to VR graphics, and then it comes up, look, as you can see here. But anyway, let's try DLSS. I haven't done this for a while. Confirm, and we'll go for balanced and see how that feels and see if we get any uplift in performance. Not really. Not a huge amount, in fact nothing in fact, but that's kind of what I expect really, because DLSS will only help you out to a certain point. When you're already getting really good performance like we are today, you're not really going to benefit from the performance side of things. But what I will tell you is, with preset K, in this sort of flying environment, you know, where you're flying VFR, the scenery actually pops even more. It's actually sharper now. It's just more defined, and also the gauges are even more defined. It's the usual thing here. The glass cockpits are the things that suffer the most. And I can see here, I can see ghosting on those gauges there. On the track as we're moving. There is a bit of ghosting. Now with preset L for 50 series card owners, that is a lot less pronounced, but I do feel you lose a little bit of clarity as well. So, you know, it's one of those things that everything you do is a trade-off. But yeah, we're getting the same performance with DLSS as we are in TAA mode, which is interesting. Now, one thing that is a huge deal with this latest beta, and I say beta loud and proud, because some people, for some reason, are very, very offended when I say beta and not beta, and are quite vocal in the comments. Well, all I'll say to you guys is, why are you so bothered about that? Like, if you're really that upset with how I pronounce beta, if it really upsets you that much, don't watch my videos, that's all I'll say. Because that's pathetic. It is, it's stupid. That's how I say it, and I'll always say it that way. Deal with it. My goodness me. Anyway, yeah, with the latest beta, beta, I keep saying it all day long now, with the foveated rendering, dynamic foveated rendering, I mean, I can bring this in a lot more and get even better performance. I might try that in a minute, just for curiosity. The great thing is, it's not jittering the display anymore. We had an issue where the scaling of foveated rendering, when it's dialed in, it will start to jitter the image, and it'll start kind of like, it'll feel like the tracking's off in the headset, when really it was some sort of issue with the foveated region box being lower than 50. That's now been fixed as well, and this looks phenomenal, doesn't it? We're not really even in Derbyshire, we're just on the outskirts here, probably like Worksop area or something, but Just look at the definition of the ortho imagery. It is absolutely stunning, isn't it? And it's 60 frames per second, almost. That is very, very impressive indeed. Very, very nice. And in the Dream Air, I'm using yet another mod with this headset. It is a new facial gasket that Z Flyboy has made, a very valued member of the community. He sent me his latest 3D gasket. In fact, he sent two, one maximum field of view and one 3mm closer version. It now has vents as well. I'll show you on the screen here what it looks like. And it is absolutely, the best way I can describe it is sumptuously comfortable, if that's a word, but also I get really good field of view. I mean, I'm getting about 112 degrees horizontal, which I didn't think even was possible with this 110 degrees profile, but there you go. WinFob is reporting 112 degrees and it feels great. It really does. So again, if you're watching this, buddy, thank you so much for sending it out. I'll have a link to his gasket. This combined with the Studio Form foams, which I do have a 5% discount for, together transform this headset. And if you really want to go all in, I'd recommend the Apple Vision Pro head strap and this clever design here from another member of the community, which basically clips the splitter box on to the back of the strap. If I've got any footage, I'll show you that as well, which means the issue with the splitter box being on the back of your neck being really annoying and hot, well, it's just not an issue anymore. It's completely fixed. And it also has the benefit of making the headset feel more comfortable because the cable is more securely fastened, so it's not kind of dangling and getting in the way. Anyway, folks, I think we'll head back to Netherthorpe now. The hardest part is going to be trying to find the airfield because, just like in real life, it is so hard to find airfields with this kind of terrain. You know, in the UK, it's very difficult to spot. I love how that's a thing in the sim now. So yeah, we'll try and find it and see how we get on. Okay, so we've got eyes on Netherthorpe. Absolutely beautifully modelled within the scenery. It just looks so cocooned in that landscape. It looks so beautiful, really does. Oh god, honestly, this headset and this sim is just, it's just so stunning. It really is. Right, so get some flap out, trim a little bit, T's and P's on in the green, fuel pump on, lander light on. Let's do this. I'm not entirely sure if this is the correct runway here, but left crosswind component, headwind. Yeah, I think it might be. So we'll just crab a little bit here. But these are the airfields that I love the most. They've got so much charm. Oh, right, I'm expecting some turbulence here. We're actually being pushed up at the moment. There we go. Correcting. We did take off on that runway before, but that's fine. So short, this runway. I hate the flickering ground textures. Look at that. We're really still not. Oh my goodness me. Thankfully we don't need much space to stop with this aircraft. But look at that. We're getting some flashy textures here. That's something I absolutely hate at the moment in VR. And I think it's, I don't know why, but with the latest NVIDIA drivers, the past sort of 3 or 4, you get this horrendous flashing. If anyone knows of a fix for that, please let me know, but that's awful. But yeah, that's a shame. But anyway, apart from that, everything is feeling pretty damn good so far. And I hope you've enjoyed this video today. We've been in the Just Like Warrior, showcasing the brand new Burning Blue design classic. I mean, it's another classic. It's fantastic. Netherthorpe. Highly recommend it. Definitely go get it. And of course, we've been in the Dream Air testing Sim Update 6 Beta. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your week and weekend, and I'll see you very soon. Take care and bye for now. Oof, what a great flight. Fantastic.